I think I feel a lot more connected with the scene and all the artists that were up there. I feel a lot more confident because I think Tampa went to New York and just rocked it. I really do. I thought I was proud of everybody. I was proud of myself. So yeah, I felt confident. I felt more connected.
Hell yeah.
I'm Blinsky.
Yeah.
Nice to be here.
What do I do when I don't do what the fuck I'm supposed to? School doesn't come close to teaching me like a coach do. Dreams, what I hope to accomplish is never promised. I must tell you, living simply seem to tempt me like I'm Amish, but there's problems when I plan it out. Care about perception that don't make me look like standing out. Still I can't abandon how I got to where I'm standing now. If that make me shallow, at least I can always banish drowning.
I lived in North Tampa my whole life by the USF area, and now I go to USF and live on campus.
Still looking to find my feet at a point where roads are meeting. Cross, I need to see.
Actually, my rap name is from when I was younger playing basketball. I had a coach that used to call me Blinsky, and I had no explanation for why he called me that, but it stuck. My friends would call me Blinsky, and when I got into rap, it was just clear. And then eventually, I kind of started to drop the J, so it was just easier to say Blinsky. Yeah.
Looking for a way to make it long, no, and I never feel alone.
The very first rap song, I couldn't tell you one.
Nah.
Although I do remember really early on listening to like Hey Ya with my whole family. really young. Music was always a big part of my life, and growing up, my parents listened to a lot of soul music and a lot of rock and roll, and I fell in love with rap very young. I had an older brother who was probably the first one to show me rap.
But I don't think that means that I'm lost. Just know that shit cost me time and confidence, and proudly.
Like Outkast, a lot of Outkast and Jay-Z when I was young. I love Kendrick now. I have a lot of favorites.
I used to go like once a week, and he would keep it cheap and even ask me for.
So No Manual, the name is kind of explains the vision. Like I am just in a point where I'm really trying to figure things out in life and in music, and it's just the fact that there's no manual, there's no instruction book or guidance to make me as a successful artist. Everyone has their own path, and you just have to a lot of times go through a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
And it's just trying to express that through music.
Show me who was Ari, cause I got her in the studio. Rest the rap is sorry, cause she killed it.
Yeah, so Last Call tells the story of one of my first big performances. It leads up to that by talking about how I met a lot of the people that have been helpful to me in the industry, like Wally Clark, Mike Mass, Ari Kai, and so it's really the story of Mike telling me that he wanted to feature me on his set at the Brooklyn to Tampa show at the Crowbar, and it was on short notice. Basically, I got up on stage after Mike killed it. Mike killed his set. I got up on stage and just completely choked in front of a packed room.
Damn.
And it was just a really humbling experience, but it kind of strengthened my resolve to keep going.
And they ask, and I tell them.
I went home, I sat in the parking lot for probably 20 minutes, and I was like, all right, this is the moment where it's either you give up or you decide that this is where you define yourself. This is how your character is defined. And I wanted to keep going.
The failure, I can take it if it means I'm leaving vacant. Any spot for regret, I bet I chase it.
Yeah, so 2017, I hope to make it a really big year, of course. I hope that this mixtape, No Manual, really kind of introduces me to a lot of people that haven't yet heard of me. And I hope that that's a stepping stone I want to get into more performances in different areas, not just Tampa, but including Tampa, of course. And I want to keep growing. I want to see the whole scene continue to grow as it has been, and I want to be a part of that for sure.
I ain't got me no money and I ain't got me no woman, which is
If I could pick 2 tracks, I'd probably have to put Can I Holla At You in there.
If she had to have it that bad, I had to live in it.
Can I Holla At You is just one that really tells a story of what I have struggled with a lot, which is kind of holding myself back, and it's a very true and personal story. So it's, when I listen to it, I feel it. And then maybe, can I say that? Yeah, that's a tough question. Can I holler at you is definitely in there though.
It's a principle that surfaced when the pencil was all that made me defensible. If I don't make it,
Hardest for me to make, probably the hardest for me to put out maybe is a Life's Interlude, just because that was so personal, and it's always a risk giving that much of your life to people that you don't necessarily know that well. But those are oftentimes the most rewarding, I find.
my story is all that makes me effective as a human and a writer and poet.